years ago, we did a meeting, and I always do a meeting because I want to let my people know to do the right things. Even if they work for the construction company, to big companies, they have to charge the good salary because they have to cover the payroll taxes, they have to cover the workers' comp insurance. So I'm trying to do that, and that happened to my client, that's fine. So I want to say everything what you say is correct. The other day I sent you a binder, a big binder like this.
Yep, I have it.
Okay, nice. If you have it, I don't know if you can follow me on the first page that they say business license.
I'm sorry, say again?
The business license, the first page.
Department of Treasury?
Yes, right. So
Yep.
if you see on May 24, 2022, we applied for the EIN number for my client Erwin.
Yep.
For Ave Construction LLC, right? On the next page, you can see the Pennsylvania contractor business license that we applied on June 29, 2022. On May 26, 2022, we filed to the Department of Corporation to incorporate my client as LLC in Pennsylvania. To the next page, next 3 pages, we send a certificate of formation to the Delaware Department of Incorporation to incorporate Ave Construction as a foreign company. That was on June 29, 2022. So we try to do everything on the right way. On July 14, 2023, 1 year after, we received a letter from the Department of Corporation that say this entity name listed on the document is already used by other company. It's already used by other company. That means it could be the Ave Construction ENC, but we try to do it. If you go to the next page, maybe 5 more pages that say Pennsylvania Unemployment Compensation Statement Account.
Yeah, I don't know what page you're on. There are several here.
Oh yeah, I can one.
What's up at the top, Stan?
11 page. From the beginning, 11 page.
Where it says Pennsylvania
Right.
Unemployment?
Right. That we received that on March 1, 2023, but we applied for this unemployment account on December 6, 2022. We applied because
This is in Pennsylvania.
right in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
We applied because my client wants to do payroll, and I recommend him to do the right things. So it's why we apply it to do payroll, right? If you go 1, 2, 3 pages more, 3 pages more.
What's it say there?
Facts, transmission facts. 3 pages more or 4? That's fine. This is Delaware Department of Labor. The UC one.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
If you see on March 6, 2023, we filed the application to get the UC1 from Delaware. That occurs on March 6, 2023. Why? Because my client wants to do the right things. So I recommend him. We have to do payroll here too. So we apply, and since now we haven't received any UC1 account. I already sent 3 requests, and they say they not qualify because he's a foreign company. He's just doing a side job right here. So I already tried like 3 times to get a UC1 on the Department of Labor, and they still reject the UC1s. And we had
Hey,
the,
one sec, Sam, hold on a second. So, you applied in March for UC1 for Delaware.
Right.
And you said 3 requests. And you received a response back from UI saying what? Because they're a foreign company?
no, because we have been calling like many times, and they say, sorry, we just put it away because you don't qualify for that, because this is a foreign company, so you are not supposed to withholding money from Delaware. I already tried like three times, and I had a fax confirmation that I put second request, 3 requests. So for any reason, we can not have the using one in Delaware. So my
So, you just talked to somebody on the phone, is that
Right.
what you're saying?
right.
No, do you got anybody's name or anything?
No, but we have everything on record, so I probably have the name on record.
If you do, yeah, could you give us that if you don't mind? If you could try to find that for us? Okay,
Yeah,
good.
and James
Go ahead, Sam.
and James recommend me to call someone else, because I mentioned James. Hey James, I cannot get the UC1, and he provided me a number with the name I already forgot, and we tried to call, but since now we have not received anything. So on this business license, show as a proof that I recommend my client to do the right things, and he wants to do the right things. But guess what? On December, he was facing a divorce. So he was facing a divorce. So with all the family problems and everything, he couldn't finalize the payroll. But if you see, like Jim mentioned, on June we start doing the payroll. Since the problem start, my client called me. He was afraid. I said, "You see, I told you to do the payroll." But I understand my client, because he was facing a divorce. He was facing a family situation. But since June to here, he is doing the payroll. He has insurance and everything. And we understand that he was breaking the Department of Labor rules. We know that. And we appreciate for everything what you do, because I want that to protect small companies. But this is the proof that my client before wants to do everything right. But since the divorce came, he was, have a hard situation. And I send you the payroll report, everything, the payroll report, I send you all the information. And like James mentioned, my client was working on the different company that was ENC. He was working there as a supervisor. His wife was the owner of the company. I don't know why when they hire people, they file the business license with Edwin as the owner, but some business license show his wife as the owner, and other business license show Edwin. So sometimes when you hire people that they don't know what to do, they mix everything. But on the task preparation, because I did the task preparation, is everything under his wife, everything, because the EIN show yes the wife as the owner. And from last year, 2022, my client was facing the problem with the family, and he told me, listen, I have problem, I want to open my own company. I said, yeah, sure, let's do it. But he wants to do the right thing, believe me. You have the proof that we submit everything, but and you did it right, because my client was scared and called me, hey, this is what happened when you don't listen to me. You have to do the payroll. If you have one employee, you have to do the payroll. And yes, we applied for the business license as soon as my client facing that, the contractor license. And when we applied for the contractor license, my secretary make a mistake, because when the question is, are you going to have employees? My secretary made mistake and said no. But that is the mistake that my office did. But since now my client is a small company, he is growing, he is generating his general employees to the community. If you put this penalty 82,000, I'm pretty sure that he's gonna go out of business.
Gotcha.
And I appreciate that you do it this because all big companies, the big companies in Delaware, guess what? They hire small companies to throw the problems to them.
Okay. Sam, what is the company operating now at? At Construction what?
LLC.
LLC.
Right.
Okay. At Construction LLC. And let me ask you a question. Are you, the workers that work on Delaware, are they PA residents?
Viven en pensión.
Some of them they live on Delaware.
Yeah, some of the people live in PA and some of the people live in Delaware. Is why we send the UC1 to the Department of Labor, but they haven't approved.
What we're trying to say here is, with all due respect to everyone, it's just like normally we don't do work on Delaware. We normally do work on PA, so that's why we weren't doing the payroll in Delaware. I didn't know the rules, and then we tried to provide all the information as like James. He's my accountant. I've been facing like this. I hear like he goes to the bank and then he can find like the stuff. Yeah, like we still have the ink open because we still like whatever of their records. I still have to get payments from the other companies to that company. We cannot close that company until like we're done with the IRS, like which is gonna be this by the end of this year or beginning of 2024. So we're trying to close. If I get like a fine of 82K, for me it's impossible.
Yeah, so Sam, does Av pay into PA unemployment insurance?
Yes, and I send you the report. If you have the binder, there is a payroll report and shows the 941s and the PA reports every 3 months.
So Jim, do you have that where they pays into PA?
Well, I do have something from the PA unemployment that show, the only employee that they had listed at the time of this report was Jose Velasquez. And the report indicates that Erwin Alcantara has no other wages reported in the UCMS, that's the Pennsylvania system, and I was not able to find anything on the Social Security number per CLEAR, which I guess is their system.
Right. And
So wages were reported for Velasquez, and the other 3 workers, are they Delaware residents or are they PA residents?
They're Delaware, but like they're just being hired like Jorge was. I think when he got the report shows like back on the year of the report. Now he's not. He's not gonna be able to find the other reports because the other guys were just like recently hired, pretty much.
Right, so the workers for the other 3 workers are Delaware residents, and you tried to get a UC1. Now, when you reported to PA, did they say anything about the foreign company? Because are you a foreign company in PA too?
no, this is a domestic company in PA because my client is from PA.
But in Delaware, you filed as a foreign company.
Right, because in order to incorporate in Delaware, we have to file as a foreign company doing business in Delaware.
You have to.
Yeah.
I don't know much about that corporation.
And I can share my screen if you want. I had a report with me, the payroll report from PA, and
Can you please do that?
sure.
I think the share screen
Yeah.
to the right. There you go. I see it.
Let me know if you see the PDF.
Okay, so that's when you report to PA, right?
Right, but that is in
Hold on
PA.
a second. So Jim, are these the workers that you interviewed?
One, Tapia, Jose Velasquez, Erwin Uriel, and Chip. Yes.
Okay, so these are wages reported week ending, quarter ending
That's the
June.
quarter ending.
Yeah, June. Okay, so you are reporting wages to PA. And you have a bill for PA.
Yeah, everything this report from PA, and we had a 941 from.
Did you pay the bill? Was
Yes.
the bill paid? Was
Yeah,
it paid?
yes. We use a QuickBooks, so QuickBooks does everything for us. So I don't know how do I go back and not share my screen.
That's all right. That's all right. All right. So you reporting the workers to PA unemployment, and the socials. Honestly, I'm not going to really comment on the socials.
Right. And
Yeah, I'm not commenting. I mean, you're not reporting it to Delaware, so.
and we still had a withholding from the employees because since we were withholding from Delaware, we still had the money to pay to Delaware, but since we haven't received any UC1 account, I don't know if they don't provide to us, we have to give the money to the employees because we withholding the money to Delaware.
Gotcha. So the wages for 6/30/23, does that include the work that they did at Mission Barbecue
No,
in Delaware?
no.
No.
Everything.
No Delaware wages were, no Delaware wages were reported to PA.
No, because they
Unemployment.
no. I wanna be honest. The PA we start doing the payroll after James find my client on the job. After that, he was very afraid, and we start from there. But my client want to do the payroll from since January, but since he was facing a divorce, he couldn't do it.
Okay.
But we had everything to start doing the payroll.
Okay.
And
I think what we need to find out, Jim and Selena, is talk to UI to find out why they're not issuing a UC1. So the wages that were earned in Delaware, you haven't reported them to any unemployment, PA or Delaware. Obviously not Delaware, but not even the PA. But
Right.
you're willing to report, obviously, to
right, because
Delaware.
we had the money.
But you did pay the fine for not having a certificate. I mean, there's still some issues because you have Delaware comp. So, I mean, there is going to be some type of penalty you guys are going to have to pay. I'm not looking for the $80,000. But I mean, I think not having workers' comp in Delaware, that's a requirement. You didn't have that, so the workers weren't protected when they were working in Delaware. Let's take the UI issue separately off the table, but that's a thing that has to happen. On their certificate that they got, Jim, did they report employees?
On the application, they did not.
They did not.
No, yeah, I mentioned that my secretary
They
made a
had
mistake.
touched on that.
Okay, so we need to go back to the application and say they have employees, but you have workers' comp now for Delaware, correct?
Right.
When you work in Delaware. Yeah, this is a unique situation. I mean, again, I'm not looking for 80. I'm not looking for 80,000. So to take that off the table. Is there and Matt, you could see Sam that your client is willing to pay, and maybe we could talk about it a little bit. Maybe revisit. I want to revisit the unemployment issue with unemployment. To be honest with you.
Right.
Do you guys have any inkling of, like, we can't take nothing, because obviously you worked in Delaware, you didn't have workers' comp. I mean, that's the main thing, that the workers weren't protected, and part of the registry and the Workplace Fraud Act is to make sure the workers are protected. You know, and not having a policy while working, and not having a certificate, not having a business license, they're all violations of any law. So something's got to go there, but the unemployment thing we need to look into. Have you discussed anything with your client on the amount that they could pay?
So, like I mentioned, he started business on 2024. We registered in 2023, I believe, 22. But he just started, like he was facing a divorce. The other company was under the wife's name, even though some license show him as the owner, but with the IRS was the wife, because when they opened that company, they hired another accountant who handled the business license, and some people, they don't have experience, so they mix everything. So small companies are my client just doing job for living because they don't make money. The contractors company, they just pay $28 per drywall. It's nothing.
But he did get $154,000 from Ab Construction Incorporated deposited into his account.
Right. But you know how much he paid from the taxes from last year?
What's that?
Last year they paid taxes on the ENC. They pay a lot of taxes, but that is under the wife's name. Even though my client was running the company, when the divorce came, he's not run that company anymore.
And that's all well and good, you know, but everything that I found on the Inc. and the LLC, everything has his name on it. The bank records do,
Right.
Dun and Bradstreet report, the TLO report. I don't even know what his wife's name is because I've never seen her name on any of those records.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, with all this said, I mean, when the work was being done, the workers were misclassified
Right.
during that time period. I think we all agree to that.
right.
So that's what I'm trying to come up with, something that's reasonable. Again, look, I don't want to have App Construction and to go out of business. We're not here for that. We're not here for that, obviously. But, you know, the laws were broke, and I know you were trying with the use, so I'm taking the unemployment thing kind of out of it. So, you know, what I'm thinking about is just the misclassifying the workers, no taxes. Although you did come back and do taxes, you weren't doing that initially. You're doing the right thing now, which is a good thing, compliant-wise, and you're trying. But there still was, during that time period, violations that the workers were misclassified. So that's kind of like where we're at. That's why I'm trying to come up with a number that's reasonable for both sides to agree to today. And if we can't agree today, that's okay. I mean, Sam, you could talk to Erwin. We'll talk, me and Jim and Selena, to try to come up with a number. Maybe the best thing to do is either we'll send something over to you, Sam, a number, and then we could go from there, or you could just send a number to us and we go that way. Whatever you want to do. Because I don't think today, unless you guys have an idea. I mean, I don't know if you guys talked about any type of penalty to pay at all. I don't know.
What would you think's fair, Sam?
To be honest, since I doing the accounting right now I'm doing the accounting. My client, as of right now, in his account, ¿cuánto tienes en tu cuenta?
No sé, unos 15 quizás.
He has like 20,000 in his account, but he has a loan, because he has a loan from 20,000. So you know, I don't want to say something. I know you have to do this. It's nice because my client now is afraid and he's talking to the friends, and now everybody's gonna be afraid. It's a good, because I always want to people do the right things and do the payroll and workers' comp just in case.
Right.
I know that, but you know, something fair is to my client. Right now, he's trying to grow in the company, you know.
Well, I mean, what is up for me? It will be like, I don't know, probably like between 10 and 15K.
I'm sorry, can you try to say again, Erwin? I'm sorry.
10 and 15K.
I didn't hear what you said. I didn't understand.
You
Sam?
said 10 or 15K.
Yeah.
Okay, based on the situation, I know you guys did violate, but you're coming, but I'm fine with 10,000.
Okay. I appreciate it.
Yeah, my client
Yeah.
is gonna appreciate, and now he's gonna follow the rules, even though he wants to do the right
Okay.
thing, and he's gonna talk with the friends and say, "Hey, do the right things," because if no, the Department of Labor is gonna come to you.
Yeah.
And I will say this to you here, and trust me, Fran, myself, Selena, we're kind of on your side in the sense that you can't let these big contractors take advantage of you.
Right.
Okay.
No.
And I think, Sam, whatever advice you're giving your client is to make sure you price out the job so you can make some money.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, there's a lot of work out there. You don't need to like cut all corners and just try to scrape by. You know what I mean? There's a lot of work. They're looking for a lot of contractors out there, and you know, the last thing, I'm not a big fan of people being taken advantage of, and sometimes that, I'm not saying, that does happen at times. And, you know, we've had, you know, a lot of candid conversations, and maybe we should have another meeting with some of your people, Sam. I think that was really great.
Right.
The day we went to that restaurant, it was really good, and Dan's not here no more, but I'm sure myself or Selena could talk to some of your people and your clients and explain it even more
Right,
of how
right.
this works.
We can set up another meeting. We have like more than 100 business owners, but in Delaware there is a lot of maybe 500. There is small companies that they have a dream. The dream is to grow the business, but so
But yeah, that's,
you know.
that's what we want. We want people to keep working, and we support small businesses and every community to flourish and do well. That's what it's all about.
Right,
Okay.
right.
All right, so Sam, so I think we're good with the 10.
All right.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. What I'm going to do, Sam, is I'll write up a settlement agreement. I'll probably get it over to you next week, so there's no rush right this second. Get it to you over next week. You can review it, the terms of the agreement, and then if you have any questions or concerns, obviously you can get back with me or Jim. And if you can't get me, get Jim to talk about anything in the agreement that you want to discuss, and then we'll go forward from there. Okay?
All right. My last question. You gonna let me know about the UC1 from Delaware?
I am. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna make a couple calls and find out what's going on. I've never heard that before, but again, I don't work in UI. You know, although they're our partner here at the labor, but I don't know about that. I'll find out for sure.
All right. Thank you. So
Okay.
thank you for everything, and keep doing that.
Yeah.
Keep doing that because, you know.
I got you. Yeah. Erwin, was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you
Thank
guys.
you, guys.
Thank
You
you.
guys getting on?
See ya.
Thank
Have a
you.
good day.
Same.
Bye,
Have a good day. Bye bye.